Alright, so what's up everyone? Welcome back to another video. It is Andre the Fanatic, and today we're going to be talking about who will win the NFC East, and overall I'm going to give my NFC East predictions. Now last season, Dallas Cowboys won the NFC East, Eagles came in second, Redskins came in third, and Giants came in fourth. Last season though, the Redskins, before Alex Smith got injured of course, they were leading the division for a lot of the most part of the year. They were leading the division, the Redskins were, and that was surprising to me. The Redskins were doing really good, even though the Eagles had some injuries. Dallas didn't have Amari Cooper, and once Dallas got Amari Cooper, they just took over and won the division. But yeah, Eagles had a lot of injuries. Carson Wentz got injured. They had a lot of injuries in the secondary, some injuries on the offense. So yeah, last season Cowboys took the NFC East. The season before that, the Eagles took the NFC East. And the season before that, Dallas took the NFC East again. So it's just been Philly and Dallas back and forth. And it's been like that because the Redskins and the Giants haven't been that good recently. The team haven't been that good. They haven't had a solid quarterback in a while. The Redskins just drafted Dwayne Haskins, though, and they picked up Case Keenum in a trade with the Broncos. So it'll be interesting to see who starts for them this year. And if so, how do they perform? How does Dwayne Haskins perform? How does Case Keenum perform? Case Keenum had a great season in Minnesota a couple seasons ago, but last season he didn't look that good on the Broncos. But he's now in the Redskins. We'll see how he does if he starts. They haven't really said who's going to start between Case Keenum and Dwayne Haskins yet, but it'll be interesting to see how they perform, how the Redskins perform this year. So for the Redskins, their defense is pretty good actually. They have Ryan Kerrigan. They have a couple good pieces on the defense. They have a good defensive line. They have an okay secondary. They have Josh Norman, even though he's on a bad contract in my opinion. But yeah, the Redskins overall, they're just mediocre to me. They're not that good, but they're not that bad. So let's move on to the Giants. I'm gonna give my record predictions in the end of the video, but let's move on to the Giants for now. So the Giants last season didn't do that good. The season before that didn't do that good. They traded away Odell Beckham Jr., which a lot of people weren't a fan of. I personally, I thought it was an okay trade for the Giants in my opinion. The Giants, they moved on from Odell Beckham Jr., which and they have a lot of pieces on the offense, a lot of young pieces like Evan Ingram, Saquon Barkley, of course. They just got Golden Tate, Sterling Shepard, and they have another wide receiver that I forget his name. Their offensive line improved. So except for Eli Manning, their offense improved a good amount. They acquired Golden Tate, like I said, so their offense should be above average at least. Actually, average at least this year. And then if they're above average, then that'll be good for them. Their defense, probably one of the worst defenses in the NFL, if I'm being honest. They let go of Landon Collins. I don't know why they did that, but yeah, they let go of Landon Collins, which was their best defensive player on their team, their leader of the secondary. So the Giants' defense not really good at all. I'm gonna be predicting that the Giants, they're not gonna do that good. I'm gonna give my exact record predictions in the end, but I don't think the Giants are gonna do that good this year. Eli Manning, Daniel Jones, we'll see who starts. I'm gonna say it's gonna be Eli Manning, but if Daniel Jones starts, I won't be surprised. Personally, I wouldn't have drafted Daniel Jones at number 6, but the Giants, they must have seen something in him to draft him at such a high pick. But we'll see how they do this year if Daniel Jones starts, which I think that will be a good idea to let Daniel Jones start, because Daniel Jones, he can prove. We will see if he has potential or not, if he's good or not, if the pick was good or not. So the earliest we see it, the earliest we can determine how good the Giants will be, because Eli Manning, we know what Eli Manning will do. He's not that good anymore. He's a Hall of Fame quarterback in my opinion, but he's just not that good anymore. We know what to expect from him, and it's not really good. So moving on to Cowboys next. The Cowboys, they have Dak Prescott leading them. Dak Prescott, he is due for a contract this year or at the end of this season. So I expect Dak Prescott to have a lot of pressure on him, but at the same time, I expect him to perform well because he is gearing up for a big contract, and I expect him to at least, make some big splashes. Even though Dak Prescott, he's not that type of quarterback. He's more of a game manager quarterback. He's more of a that dink and dunk type of quarterback. Even though that's not bad, but he's not the type of person to make deep throws, intermediate throws consistently like other quarterbacks in the league. But Dak Prescott, he's a game manager. Like I said, he won't win a game for you, but if your team's playing good, then you'll win with him. But I don't think that the Cowboys can win anything big with Dak Prescott. He has a lot of limitations in terms of accuracy, clutch plays. Even though he has a lot of game-winning drives, the stats say he has a lot of game-winning drives, but most of the drives are because that he put him down. He was the reason that they were down in the first place. So that can be misleading a lot of times, and a lot of those times they get lucky. Like Dak, I don't really see Dak making a big throw with 10 seconds left in the game. Not even, because that's a lot, but he doesn't really make deep throws. He just, like I said, dinks and dunks, and that's how he wins, and that's how the Cowboys have been winning recently. They just got Amari Cooper though, and Amari Cooper was a big add to the offense last year. They were doing badly. Like, they were on the road to probably be like third in the division, third in the NFC East last year until Amari Cooper came, and then they just elevated. Like, I don't know how that happened. Because Amari Cooper didn't do that good in the Raiders, so I didn't expect him to be that big of an impact on the Cowboys. But he was probably their best player last year, except for Ezekiel Elliott, even though he was only traded mid-season. So yeah. Speaking of Ezekiel Elliott, I expect a big season from him. Great running back, top 5, top 3, whatever you want to say. He's a top 5 running back in this league, and he's a great running back. He's the number one reason why the Cowboys have won the division 2 times out of the 3 years he's been here so far in the last 3 years. He's the reason why they've won so much, not Dak Prescott. Even though Dak Prescott has been okay, Ezekiel Elliott is the true reason that the Cowboys have been winning so much. Moving on to their defense, the Cowboys defense is excellent. They just paid DeMarcus Lawrence. They have a great D-line. They have a great secondary, one of the best secondaries in the NFL. And they have a great linebacker core with Jalen Smith and Leighton Vander Esch. The Cowboys defense is one of the most scary defenses in the league. So I fully expect the Cowboys defense, the Cowboys team, to at least have a winning record. You know what I mean? They're at least going to have a winning record, but do they win a division or not? I don't know. We'll have to see that. It's too early to tell for me. We'll see when I can do another version of the video like this when it's closer to the season. But for now, I don't really know how the Cowboys will do. They have a lot of talent on paper, but how that reflects on the field will be a different topic of discussion. Now, moving on to the Eagles. The Eagles, of course, just paid their quarterback, the franchise quarterback, Carson Wentz, who I think is a top 10 quarterback in this league when healthy. Top 5 when healthy, probably. I know that's a stretch. I know that most of you guys are probably calling me biased right now, probably clicking off this video right now because I just said that, but Carson Wentz is an excellent quarterback. He's already shown the NFL. He has already shown me enough to say that he's a top 10 quarterback in this league when healthy. And when in the right situation, not even when in the right situation, when he's just healthy, he does it. Now, the Eagles added Jordan Howard, Deshaun Jackson. They drafted JJ something. I don't know his name, but he's a wide receiver out of what college? I don't know. Tell me what college he's out of. But JJ, the new wide receiver they just drafted, great wide receiver. We'll see how he does on the field of NFL from college, but he was a great wide receiver in college. Moving on to the defense, Eagles defense, great every year. It seems like great defensive line. They added Vinny Curry, re-signed Brandon Graham, added Malik Jackson to the D-line, even more D-line depth. Even though Chris Long retired, he was really good. He was a really good addition to their D-line, but he didn't have that much of impact. He did have one of the best. He did have a great playoff performance in the year that he won the Super Bowl. But Chris Long, he was just debt. Like he just added debt to Eagles D-line, and he's retired. So that's a big loss, not a big loss, but that's a substantial loss for the Eagles. But they added some pieces to the D-line to make up for it. Their secondary, they have a lot of young, not wide receivers, they have a lot of young cornerbacks, a lot of good, talented young quarterbacks. Avante Maddox, Crevon LeBlanc, Sidney Jones, Jalen Mills, Rasul Douglas, and I think there's a couple more. They have Malcolm Jenkins, who deserves a raise and who's likely to get a raise soon. They added Andrew Sendejo for debt at the safety position. They're getting back Roddy McLeod, who was injured last year. Also getting back Jalen Mills, who was injured last year. They had a lot of injuries last year. You have to remember that. That's why they did so bad last year. They had a lot of injuries. But all their players are coming back. They added some new players on the offense. You know how scary the Eagles offense is. Let me just name a couple names. Zach Ertz, Dallas Goedert, who was an amazing tight end. He's probably he's, in my opinion, I have a pick for him as a breakout player of the year, if that's an award. But I think Dallas Goedert, the tight end for the Philadelphia Eagles, will win breakout player of the year because he's an excellent tight end, an excellent tight end. Just watch the film, watch his college film. He's an excellent tight end. Deshaun Jackson, I don't have to say anything about that. Alshon Jeffrey, don't have to say anything about that. Nelson Aguilar, Jordan Howard, Corey Clement, and Miles Sanders, who was the best running back in the draft. And their offensive line is just still one of the best in the league. So I know I just went on a rant there, but I expect the Eagles to be one of the best teams in the NFL this year. So I'm gonna give my predictions right now. I have the Eagles going 13-3. I have the Cowboys going 9-7. I have the Redskins going 7-9, and I have the Giants going 6-10. So yeah, those are my predictions for the year. I have the Eagles winning division, of course. I have the Cowboys making the wild card of the playoffs and losing first round. I really don't have predictions for the playoffs yet, but that's just my guess for now. I think the Cowboys are gonna lose, not win, in the wild card round of the playoffs, going 9-7. But yeah, it'll be the Eagles, then the Cowboys, then the Redskins, then Giants. Fairly easy. The NFC division is fairly easy. The NFC East is fairly easy because the Giants and the Redskins aren't that good. But yeah, I'll be doing these division predictions every week, and also check out my podcast. Me and Miles, my podcast partner, we did some predictions there. Also, we talked about a lot of NFL stuff along with NBA stuff. So check out my podcast down below. Podcast usually twice a week or once a week, depending on when we can get it in. But yeah, check out the podcast. Link below. Hear all my opinions and hear me and Miles discuss all types of sports. That's pretty much it, guys. Thanks for watching. If you agree with what I said, leave a comment, leave a like, and if you don't agree with what I said, then leave a dislike if you want, but also tell me why you did not agree. So yeah, this is Andre the Fanatic. Follow me on Instagram, follow me on my Twitter to keep up to date. I'm out. Peace.